All right, welcome everybody. Welcome members of the board, members of the public, most importantly, our guests for our agenda item this afternoon. Why don't we start with the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Wexler, do you have that the virtual flag ready to go? All right, thank you for that. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this point, why don't we do the roll call? Ms. Green, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. 1 second. Mr. DeFranco.
Here.
Mrs. Hubley.
Here.
Mrs. Hughes. Dr. Taratusky.
Here.
Mr. Bedard. Mrs. Bell.
Here.
Mr. Jordan.
Here.
Mrs. Aberly.
Here.
And Mr. Needleman.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And at this time, I'll ask Mr. DeFranco to read our mission statement.
Sure thing. The mission of the School District of Springfield Township is to educate and develop all students as learners and citizens who are high achieving, resilient, and responsible in a changing global community.
Fantastic. Thank you. And at this time, I'll turn it over to Dr. Yannicone for our personnel agenda item.
Okay, actually, this first agenda item, you can go right ahead and read. I think everyone should have access to the personnel agenda, which is available. And you go right ahead and read it and follow through with your vote.
Very good. Dr. Yannicone, if you could, I'm going to ask, I've had a slight technological issue. So if you could read it, it's very, very small on my screen. So I'm afraid I'll butcher it in some way, and I don't want to do that on the record. So if you could, we could have a clean record. Thank you.
That's no problem at all. The agenda, the motion reads, the Board of School Directors approves the following personnel as presented in the attachment: administrative personnel, certified personnel, support personnel, temporary personnel, 2024 extended school year program personnel, and extra pay for extra responsibilities for 2024-2025.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And indeed, it was that last part I was afraid of not reading into the record correctly. At this time, I'll ask if any members of the board have any questions or comments regarding the motion. All right. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
All right. Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? And any abstentions? All right, very good. It looks like the motion passed. Our next agenda item, Dr. Yannicone, I'm going to ask for your assistance here again as well. If I'm just, given the size of my screen, I'm just afraid of getting the wrong thing on the record. And this especially, we do not want to have any incorrect information on the record.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The next item is just public comment. And since we didn't do agenda items, I think we'll do agenda or non-agenda items. And again, the guidelines for public comment are available in the agenda. And so at this time, you could take any questions or public comment at this time.
Are there indeed any questions from any members of the public who are joining us this afternoon? All right, I don't hear anyone asking to join, nor do I see any hands raised, digitally at least. So with that, we can turn back to the agenda, Dr. Yannicone.
So the next item is future meeting dates. Currently, we have a tentative interim board meeting scheduled for Tuesday, August 6th. That would be a hybrid meeting. I will share with the board and the community that we anticipate not needing that meeting. And so the following meeting is the regular board meeting on Tuesday, August 20th. And we'll look forward to returning to the Audion at the middle school for a hybrid meeting. So it'll be both virtual and in person at the Audion on August 20th. And the next item would be any closing statement from Mr. Nadelman or from members of the board, or from me theoretically.
Thank you, Dr. Yannicka. In closing, I'm just going to thank everyone for joining us on this very warm summer afternoon. And congratulations to our newly joined faculty. And I'll turn it over at this point to any members of the board who may want to share any comments or statements.
Nothing at this time, thanks.
All right. Dr. Yannicka, do you want to make any statement or have anything to add?
Well, yes, I just certainly would like to welcome all the new staff who've been hired over the course of the last month since our meeting in June. In particular, I'd like to welcome our two new administrators, Dr. Amy Mangano and Mr. Matthew Sneed, who will be joining us in early September following the conclusion of their current terms in their current districts. I also want to thank all the members of the community, the members of the board, our students and staff who participated in all of the interview series that we've been holding throughout the spring and summer. We are nearly 100% staffed as of this date, which is, frankly, pretty impressive given the fact that there are widespread shortages. So we're feeling very good. I have met some wonderful new staff members, classroom teachers, instructional aides, as well as members of the administrative team. And I want to thank Ms. Kerr and her team in Human Resources who are doing a fantastic job of bringing us really high quality candidates. So thank you very much.
Thanks,
Here,
Dr.
here.
Yannicka.
And that will conclude our meeting. I want to thank everyone for joining and have a great rest of this very warm July. And we'll see you in August and then again in September. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Take care.
everyone.